You want me to look at the camera or look at you?
Oh, you can still look at me. Yeah, debate good.
My first bullet point is I really don't think of myself as generous.
Really?
So put that on. I don't think of me of that. No, I don't think myself as generous.
When you think of generous people, what do you think?
People that are known for big donations or making meaningful investments that you hear about.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that hard. When I think of Jesus, that's a good question. Friend, mentor, somebody to believe in. Yeah. In our church, I was thinking some adults that kind of poured into my kids. Sunday school, vacation Bible school, or just going to their events and paying attention to them. Last Sunday in church, I sat behind Kathy Quaife, who was my middle son, Evan's Sunday school teacher 20 plus years ago, and told her that I was going to see him this weekend. Got his doctorate at Johns Hopkins, and she said it's time high, which I did, and he was appreciative of the fact that she gave him greetings. Chris and Brian Belden, Sarah Abramovitz, and then, of course, the late, great Gene Olson. These are people that weren't part of their peer group, that didn't really necessarily have to deal with them directly. So it's helpful to have people outside the family, adults, that pay attention to them. There's ways to be generous other than writing checks or being kind with money. You know, just being present. I think that's something that my dad modeled for me. Even though he didn't have a lot of worldly riches, people know that he cares about them. I would come home during the day in grade school and have lunch at home, and he would come home and have lunch with me. If he was write a book about his life, it'd be called Not My Plan, Thank God, because his life's turned out a way that he didn't think it would, in a good way. I support the church, and I support a missionary and a kid with world vision. I try to be generous with my time. I think that's something that my dad modeled for me, was to try to give back to the community. I'm part of the Olathe Community Prayer Breakfast. I'm on the Salvation Army Advisory Council in Olathe. I'm also part of the Olathe Noon Lions, and we provide primarily eyeglasses to needy school kids in Olathe. Sharing, really. What we have belongs to God, so we're just sharing what's not ours. My boys were in the Boy Scouts, and I remember going on campouts, and the adults would tell the kids, you know, leave the campground better than you found it. And they would say, well, I didn't make that mess. And they say, it doesn't matter. Clean it up. Wouldn't it be a great world if everybody did that?
No, that's perfect.
Is that it? I didn't look that ahead of time. That was all off the cuff.
You nailed it.
Oh, yeah, now don't be so encouraging.